Fit like Abdi, Danny Boy here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 on the UK map. We are now in the third attempt of recording this episode. It's been quite a disaster of a day. I will talk you through what I have done. I will explain why things are slightly changed from the normal run of events. But when I went to record this the first time, all was good. I explained exactly what I did on NIMBY Rails. I recorded this section. I then stopped the recording. I went back out. I went to do a few other things. I noticed Windows needed an update. I have set automatic Windows updates so that they don't happen at all without my express authority and my go-ahead. So I thought I'd better just update it now, because Windows often doesn't play very nice once it's realised that you're behind on their updates. So I updated it. And then I thought all is good. Normally after an update I check everything. I check all the programs, I check my save games, OBS, the recording software that I use, Sony Vegas, the software I use for rendering and editing videos. And normally all is well. So this time I thought I'd be fine. Then I went on to Transport Fever 2, and there was no there was recording, right? The strange thing was you could hear trains and planes, you could hear me building tracks, you could hear the birds chirping in the trees in the background, you could also hear my voice droning on explaining exactly what was happening. But there was nothing on the screen. There was no capture. There was no gameplay. It was extremely strange. I didn't realise this till I went to edit the video in Sony Vegas, and I thought that's really bad. So I checked OBS, and the game capture had been removed from OBS. So there was nothing. It wasn't recording anything. It was only recording my voice through the microphone that was selected. So I then amended that and then checked everything, made sure all my settings were correct, my hotkeys, etc. I use F9 to start recording, F9 to stop recording, F10 to mute the microphone, etc, etc. And then I reassigned all that keys. It almost pretty much wiped everything. I don't know why Windows interferes with programs that has nothing to do with it. It's something that's happened to me many times, and it's something I always dread when it used to do the updates automatically, because then I had no idea what it had actually tampered with in the background. I don't know if this happens to other people. It's definitely a phenomenon that I took ages to investigate, to find out why this was a thing. I did eventually figure out that it was a Windows update that was messing with stuff. So then I went to record again, and I recorded the episode again, rebuilt all the tracks, etc. on Transport Fever 2. The game capture was there, the game audio was there, but my terrible voice was not there. So for some reason my microphone had muted, and I think it's when I was messing about with assigning or reassigning the hotkeys. I think it muted it when I assigned F10, and I actually pressed it and it muted it, and then when I went back to record it was still on mute. So very strange. So this is now the third attempt to record this episode. Now what I did in NIMBY Rails was I created a LNER route from Leeds to London. So it goes from Leeds. It takes a weird route. It actually comes in this west side. It doesn't head out east and then pop down here and join the main line. It actually comes in from the west. And then it comes round. It goes into Wakefield. It goes into Doncaster. It then goes down to Grantham, which is down here. And then it continues on to London King's Cross. I was pretty sure that when I was looking at the LNER schedule for Leeds to London trains, that there was one that stopped through Peterborough, or via Peterborough, but I could not find it in the schedule. Maybe it was just a one-off train, maybe there was only one or two a day, that stop in Peterborough, but the next 5 services, LNER services, from Leeds to London, were all trains that went to Grantham and didn't stop at Peterborough. So that was kind of strange. Maybe I just imagined it, but I'm pretty sure that I saw it. It was early on in the morning when I started doing this. It's now pretty much like 2 o'clock in the afternoon because I had to build out another line, which I will go and show you guys presently. So the other line I built was slightly strange because I already have a line that goes Manchester to Reading, and then I wanted to build the line that goes Manchester to Reading, Manchester to Bournemouth, and that basically goes the same way. But when I checked, there is actually a train that terminates at Reading and then goes back up to Manchester, and there is also one that continues on to Bournemouth. It is a cross-country service. It is a cross-country train that is running it, but I'll show you it just now. So it goes from Bournemouth up to Southampton. It then goes through into Winchester. It goes to Basing and Stoke. It heads into Reading and does this weird thing where it goes in on a platform and then comes out and then goes back and joins up with the other cross-country train. But it stops at Reading. It then stops at Oxford, which is up here. And then its next stop is Banbury. It then goes up to Leamington Spa. It goes to Coventry. It goes into Birmingham, up to Wolverhampton, Stafford. It then goes to Stoke-on-Trent. It goes to Macclesfield. It goes to Stockport, and then it goes to Manchester Piccadilly. So all this was recorded. Very nice. I did actually. The last time I re-recorded, I started the episode again. This time I did not. So when we go into the Transport Fever 2 map, which we will do soon, this Leeds to London line is in. Trains are on it. Some of the mainline LNER trains that run from London to Edinburgh have been changed, and the Bournemouth to Manchester line is done, and the trains are on it. With 2 cross-country trains. Can't remember the class in cross-country livery, but when we jump over I will show you exactly what we've done. Now I don't have any other lines built. Someone did ask for the Voyagers. I did want to do that. Building down here past Wakefield and then Sheffield, getting through Sheffield was a real nightmare. I think getting through Chesterfield and Derby is going to be a nightmare as well. Now, I thought this would take no time at all, Leeds to Birmingham. It actually took ages just to do that small part. As you can see, most of the lines are quite fluid. This one sort of goes all over the place. It's a bit of a nightmare to build out. And then once we get to Birmingham, I've got this long section to Gloucester, Bristol, Exeter, and then down to Plymouth to finalise the route. But once that route is done, we'll throw the Class 220s on there, the Voyagers. I think there is a route that goes to Glasgow from Plymouth as well, but it's one of those obscure routes that only runs 1 or 2 times a week, and I can't seem to find it in the schedule. If it's still running at all, because a lot of these long distance routes have been cancelled due to the current pandemic status, so it's kind of a nightmare to find trains. We are going to go up to Newcastle though. There's that old school airport that I built that I'd like to get up and running. I might also pop on the coastline as well, Sunderland, because I was looking at the Grand Central trains, and I used to think that Grand Central trains came out of Newcastle and Tyne. Now it looks like they come from Sunderland and sort of come down. There are 4 or 5 Grand Central train mods we have installed. Don't know if we're going to be able to use them all. In NIMBY Rail's perspective, this is a long distance. In Transport Fever 2 compressed map scale, it's not a long distance at all. It's actually quite short. So cramming the lines full of trains would probably be bad. But we will jump over to the Transport Fever 2 map. I will show you the LNER trains and what I changed up, and I'll show you the new route from Manchester to Bournemouth. And then we'll maybe do a couple of flights out of Newcastle using that sort of old school Art Deco airport. And I'm going to sort of decide where Sunderland is going to go, because it is going to go in. It might just be another city that I attach to the bottom of Newcastle, the south side of Newcastle on the east coast. We'll have a look. We'll see what we can fathom. But we'll head over to the Transport Fever 2 map now. I am going to check this next recording carefully to make sure that everything is okay. No muted audio and game recording is actually there. But we'll bounce over to Transport Fever 2 map and we shall see what is what. Okay, so here we are on the Transport Fever 2 map. You may or may not have caught it, but that Delta airplane was just doing a super dangerous manoeuvre there. Just managed to miss that TUI flight and no more. So we're down here at King's Cross. There was a question. Someone was asking why I named this London Gatwick and not just Gatwick. The reason for that is because the IATA, or the international code for the airport, for passengers, etc., what is written on your ticket, what the sticker is you put on your luggage, is LGW, which is London Gatwick. If you were doing like pre-flight planning and you were route programming your aircraft, then the IAOC or IOAC or IOCA or whatever code it is for Gatwick is EGGK. That is for flight planning, etc. Like if you were leaving from Gatwick and you were flying to London Heathrow, when you're programming your flight directors, it would be EGGK for Gatwick, and I think it's EGLL for London Heathrow, and then you would have your waypoints in between. So that's why I have named it London Gatwick and not just Gatwick. If you check on Google Maps, there are other places in the world that are called Gatwick. The ones I found, some of them over in America do have airports, although they are very small sort of airstrips for maybe private plane owners, general aviation, etc. Nothing as large as Gatwick, but that is why LGW is London Gatwick and not just Gatwick Airport. Same when you go to Heathrow, it's LHR is the IATA code for that, so London Heathrow. So that's why I named that. But down here we should have a few trains coming and going. I swapped out the Pendolino on the LNER Edinburgh to London King's Cross mainline. I changed it out with this silver fox livery, which I think looks really cool. So that is arriving then. I removed the Pendolino from the line and I made this line, which is Leeds to London, and I swapped the Class 390s onto this route, albeit they are smaller versions. The long versions are really cool. It's just we don't really need them on this map. This map, although it's megalomaniac size and it looks big, the cities in England are rather compressed. So we've got the Leeds line coming out, going to Doncaster, and then into Leeds. I am in two minds whether to maybe add a city down here, or maybe Sheffield or something. And then when we do that Plymouth route that comes from Edinburgh, we can come down through Leeds, through here, into maybe Sheffield or Derby, Chesterfield, one of these cities, and then go across to Birmingham, and then we'd have to go down to Gloucester, and then we'd have to go to Bristol, which is expanded massively. I don't know if I like that it's expanded. It's difficult to get a train station in at Bristol, but we shall persevere nonetheless. And then the train is going to continue off to Exeter and then Plymouth, and that is basically the route. So the other train from Bournemouth. So I decided that Bournemouth station should be up here in the north. It really should be more in the centre here if we're going by its real life place. The route then comes out and goes to Southampton. Now Southampton station is pretty much southern in the city. So it's really close to this river here, which is the name, I don't know, or this estuary. And then goes from Southampton, and then pops up to Reading. I was in two minds whether or not to potentially add maybe another city in here. But yeah, I have created the route so that it comes in here and then pops out that way and joins that line, the same as it does in the real life route. So it's kind of weird. It was really finicky and annoying. If the first two recordings had worked, you would have seen how the game really hated the train coming in here and then coming out there. It could not select an appropriate station for any of the stations to the north or to the south from this. We really had to force it to go onto platforms in order to get it to work. But eventually it did work. It's now good. It then goes up through Oxford. I will show you the trains in just a second. I believe that was one passing underneath. It goes into Birmingham and then it goes through here to Manchester. Now this one is the standard one that just goes to Reading. We did this a couple of episodes ago. It sort of looks the same as the one we've got. So this is a 450, class 450. The other ones are kind of the same. They are diesels. They almost look the same. I believe this is one here. Nope, that's a London North Western Railways heading for Liverpool. What about you, my friend? Hello? Yeah. There we go. So, we've got a Class 196 in British, in a cross country by Riva livery. Now, this is obviously a diesel. It's got no catenary. It's a diesel multiple unit. It looks really cool though. There are quite a lot of cross-country livery trains that we can use. I don't know if we're going to be using them all. We will be able to use the Class 220, the Voyagers, on that route from Edinburgh down to Plymouth, and on the route from Glasgow down to Plymouth. Also, there is also a class, I think it's a Class 800 variant as well, that's really cool, that I would also like to use. Now if I go into diesels, so we've got the Voyager. So the Voyagers are classed as electric and diesels. If we go into electrics, they'll be in here as well. I can't see them. They should be in here. Maybe not. Are they right down at the bottom? That's strange. Maybe that's better off that they're classed as diesels, because I know for a spell the train that went from Aberdeen to Penzance was a 220 Voyager. I think it was two of them coupled together. So we will be using these, the 220s, at some point. We've also got as well our, I think we've got, the 170 Turbostar. I don't think I've used this one yet either. I would like to get that on a track. This one's got cross-country livery. See, this says cross-country livery, but it's clearly Transpennine livery. So that's really confusing. Go down. Where are you, my friend? Yeah, we've got these. The cross-country. One's slide doors, one's just normal. So I want to use those as well. But this is the one we used, the 196. If I go into Class 800, there's this Arriva Cross Country Falcon, which is really cool. I would like to use that, the 804. There are obviously several liveries of it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I do believe that these are possibly, so that's 106. That's 131. That's also 131. And this is 181. So there are two different liveries, but different sized trains, obviously. So we'd like to get them running on a route as well. I don't know particularly which route to put them on, but I'm sure we will find something for it. So those are the two routes that we did. If we go to Leeds, I don't know. Did I show the Pendolinos? I'm pretty sure I did. The Class 390s. So there are two different liveries of these. One says full LNER livery. The other one just says London North Eastern Railways. I don't know what the difference is, but one of each is running on this line, and they look pretty identical. So I'm kind of confused as to what the difference is there. Maybe two separate mod makers. That could be a thing. Now at the end of the episode as well, when I was recording, there was a major issue down here. There was a train, a London North Western Railways train, that was stuck. And all the trains up here and down here and along here, for literally as far as the eye could see, up till about here, were completely stuck because that one train was stuck. I think I must have been tampering with the station, and then in doing so it came in on a platform it was not supposed to. It then tried to leave, but another train had crossed the signal here. I think the train actually jumped tracks as I was editing something. Now that probably happened when I was editing Manchester train station, so that train has probably been stuck there for about maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and the game only just decided to tell me at the end of the last episode, which was really annoying because it was a real nightmare here. I did play it on a bit and let them carry on their merry way. If I would guess, probably about 90% of them now are all sort of down this side of the map, and then it's going to take them some time to get back down. We shall wait and see. But hey ho, alas. Right, so down here, yeah, I think we could maybe pop like Sunderland in at the coast here. It's going to be slightly weird. We're going to have the train station possibly about here or something. We'll see how it sort of builds out. I do want to build aircraft out to here as well. This is the sort of Art Deco runway, sort of train hangar and stuff. It's really cool. I know that Newcastle Airport is not this old school airport that we've built here. It's fairly modernized, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make this as such. Now I'm gonna build the roads first, like we sort of did with Gatwick. So I sort of have a feeling of where I kind of want this to go. Now I don't know if this airport can be configured and upgraded, etc, etc. We shall have to see. Yeah, okay, so you, oh wow, you actually start like way over here. Okay, so that's even less space over here for train. It's okay, we'll see. It might just fit perfectly. I'll maybe try and center it in here. So get me towns, yes please. Industry, no. Town, size, absolutely tiny. Maybe place it there. Okay, so it built out to there. It's building some houses out here. Okay, so this one is going to have to go. These ones could possibly stay. Maybe this section here will go. Now this is supposed to be a tiny village. It looks quite large. Train station. Yeah, we're going to want to get a train station in here. I'll maybe have like the train station go in there and have it come out. Now we're not going to do this grand central train station today. I'm just building this out so that in the future we can sort of see or know which way we are going. Make you that. Platform length, I'll maybe make it, let's try and push the boat out at 240. Now this obviously says Sidmouth, of which it is not. It should be Sunderland, which we will rename presently. Right, where will you go where you're connected to everything? Roughly about there. What if I sort of place it over this way? Okay, and there's fine. And then I can get my main road to sort of head out. Now I am going to change up. Whoa, okay, so roughly about there to connect that. I want this as is, but I'm going to change this up to be mine. So that the, yep, that's mine. Yeah, don't do anything with this either. You can build out this way. That is fine. I don't want you building anywhere else. Okay, now we probably should create some sort of bypass that goes round past. I don't think I want severe amounts of traffic possibly going through Newcastle. Well, we shall see. I want this to kind of be at this side, and then head round, sort of round York there. I'll maybe bridge it over at some point, create like an overpass or something. Maybe have this exit street be larger as well. Right, definitely, absolutely change this up so that it's mine. Right, and go to a fair extent. Obviously, train is going to have to get over or under there at some point. That's something we shall deal with at a later date. Yeah, I kind of want you. Oh well. Well, hold on. Right, so we'll say Sunderland can go out this way if it wishes to. And then go out that way, straight please. Yep. And then pull that, delete that building. That's fine, I actually wanted that to go. I don't know why I disliked having that building there so much. And then you can go into there, then the train can head out. It could possibly have a little service that sort of comes round into Sunderland. That is something we could possibly do at a later date. Now it's pretty barren over here. I maybe should have put the airport over here, but I'm quite happy to have it here, and it keeps this sort of boxed in. So Sunderland, no. Sunderland, please, thank you. There we go. I still want you to be Newcastle Airport, and you I need to rename as well to Sunderland. Et voila, happy days. Now we will get Grand Central trains to come down there, and they can go down through York, Doncaster, Peterborough, into London, wherever they need to or want to go. Yeah, we could maybe pull a line out here that sort of tunnels under and then pops out. I'm sure there is something, some sort of Tees railway, or it's probably, if I was ever going to guess, going to be a northern service. Need 100%. Pretty sure that's going to be a thing. Now a bus stop out here, as you can see, locking the roads did absolutely nothing because this person has tried to build into here. Let's get a bus stop. Let's get a large bus stop, so it takes up quite a fair amount of space. Maybe this one. This one takes out, yeah. Now I'm pretty sure we'll be able to squeeze this in. Perfect. Right, the game. I am trying to build stuff faster than the game can. I'm currently succeeding, just. Right, and I'm imagining the airport sort of hangs out over there. I kind of like this hangar. I don't like it in its present location. but I do like it. So the Terminal 1 is pretty cool. We'll maybe go 1, 2. So that sort of takes up. See, I'd like that to go in there as well. And then get the hangar at the end. I can get the hangar at the end. Okay, so can I add road straight? Now this doesn't serve any purpose at all, apart from, I think it looks nice. Okay, you don't like connecting to that. Well, hold on, because you will like connecting to this. Okay, and then maybe pop that down there. Sweet. Okay, so we've got a cool little airport in there. It's rather nice. Grand Air Terminal. Yep. Look at it. It's cool. I actually really do like that. So maybe get a few services on the go. Actually, the people from Sunderland might actually be able to jump onto planes without actually getting the buses running, which would be interesting. I'm happy to let Newcastle sort of build out in this direction. Normally I would try and curb some of this growth, but not this time. The reason why I want it to grow out this way is because I do not want it to grow out this way. This section of road here should be the cap of where it can build, and it should not build out any further. Right, this road here will be the cap there. We've got a little road here that's going back and forth. Perfect. And we'll get a, I think there is like a T-side bus buildings. Give me that. Now this is an airport, so maybe get like a, where's the, man, we maybe don't have, so we've got the garage. Okay, we'll maybe add like an underground car park. Yes. There we go. Buy a vehicle. Now go into passengers. Go into the old school Olympians. Midland Red, Stroud Valleys, Northumbria, Tees District. I'm going to add that. I'm going to buy that. I don't know where it's going to go. No idea. But we'll get it in. We'll maybe have a bus route that goes around here and then maybe goes around Newcastle as well. There are a lot of hideous roads here that I currently need to upgrade. I will get round to that at some point. But we'll get some planes running. So, where do we want to go from Newcastle? I think first one. Right, so have you as blue. Right, Newcastle Airport, and we'll send this one up to Aberdeen. Because why the hell not? There we go, Aberdeen. I don't know what to really throw on here. I actually want to throw a KLM aircraft out on here as well. Now I'm going to make it one of these Dash 8s. So go down here, right? Buy the thing. Oh wait, your hangar. Aha! You will support large aircraft. That's good. Small. Okay. Where is the? Oh, it's not a Dash 8. It's a Q400. Canada. No, it is a Dash 8. Let's buy her up. Shame there's no liveries for these. There maybe is, but not. There's no British Airways livery. Obviously, Flybe in the UK is no longer a thing. I don't really know who else would operate Dash 8. Maybe like something in Scotland, Loganair or something. I just don't know. Now, I have no idea how this works. Or do people actually use this? Why are you going into my imaginary underground car park? What is that? This is the first time I've seen this. Well, that is creepy. Video games. So we've got Mario and Luigi. What sort of titles can we buy in here? Looks like more like magazines. In fact, this one here looks kinda suspicious. Yeah, I don't think that's video games. Could be pornos or something. Right, so this guy takes off on this runway. That's really cool. Off he goes. Whee! Right, now what else do I want? I kinda want a KLM service, because everywhere in the UK, Aberdeen, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Manchester, London, Newcastle, Hull, or what's Hull Airport called again? Humberside Airport, Norwich. All these places have a KLM flight that goes to Amsterdam at least a couple of times a day. Okay, so the KL apparently are Boeing 767s are far too big. Because we need to go into large. Okay, not a 747. Yeah, maybe like an A320. So buy one of these. Alright. Set your maintenance for high. We'll get another route for you. So you're going to go from there. Now I should maybe save this, because this is a modded airport and bad things might happen. So that is apparently Norwich Airport, of which I know it is not. Oh, not white or turquoise, or whatever colour that is. Caribbean blue, light blue, whatever. I want to see this coming out. So that's line 2. We actually need to rename this. This other one is line, so is it AP? No, it's just abs to new AP. Okay, it's doing an autosave. That's fine. The autosave could potentially save our bacon if the game decides to crash. So that will be nice. You are going somewhere. We'll leave that. So that flight is going up to Aberdeen. We'll maybe have a little flight that sort of swings over to Manchester. This should be you to Holland. What did we do for that? HLD. Oh well. It's HLD now. And it should be AP. Air passenger. Now we'll maybe get another flight that zips over to Manchester as well. We'll get a flight that goes out to Dublin. Glasgow and Edinburgh are quite close, so we probably won't add them in. But yeah, another flight to there, make it blue. We need some international flights leaving from Manchester as well, so I think at some point I'm going to have to extend this airport. The plus thing is we have actually left room to extend this, so this will be new to Man AP. We'll maybe give it something like, because we got rid of those 5 Eagles, small. Yeah, we got rid of these, the BR Aerospace. Is there a BR Aerospace? Yeah, the passenger one. Yeah, let's buy that. set for high maintenance, apply, and set you on Newcastle. Where do you want to go? Newcastle to Holland? No. Newcastle to Manchester. Right, so it's another flight heading out of there. I wonder if that KLM just sort of circled round. Yeah, but we'll get sort of smaller flights coming out here. It's a really cool airport. I'm glad that we got this sort of up and running. Now, we will do another route down to London Gatwick. So you come from there, please. And then go to this airport here. So make it blue. And this will be you to London Gatwick, LGW, AP. Right, for this, I'm gonna get another EasyJet actually to run this service. So buy vehicles, large, I would imagine that's under, because the KLM was under large as well. So buy that, EasyJet, set your maintenance for high, apply, and set you to go down to Newcastle to LGW. Excellent. Now, one plane we've not really used is the 757. How much space have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Maybe get a flight Newcastle out to Ireland. We've not really used that 757, so I would kind of like to use one. Right, we need a lot more international flights for Ireland as well. Probably ones that head out to the west, towards good old America. There's a weird sort of selection of American airlines. There's not like sensible ones like the Dreamliner or 737s and stuff like that. It's like a weird setup of planes. They're more like smaller planes for internal regional flights. But this will be Newcastle to Dublin AP. Now, I've not used one of these. In fact, I don't think I've used one at all. From 1984, buy it. 555 miles per hour. Right, we're going to paint it green since we do not have Aer Lingus livery. And we'll set it on its merry way. So Newcastle to Dublin. Right, you hold fire there, KLM. In fact, do you not need to pick people up? Or have you just been and gone like ridiculously fast? Oh god, this is nice. I will keep an eye out for Ryanair and or Aer Lingus liveries. I know we had them in Transport Fever 1. It just sort of depends whether people have ported them over or not. Some people do, some people don't. It's a real mix. But we do have very cool liveries for Transport Fever aircraft, which is nice. So that one is heading off. I'm sure we'll get another route for Newcastle, maybe a TUI flight down to Spain or something. Maybe a TUI flight down to Turkey. Maybe even a Lufthansa number might be quite nice. Possibly. Or maybe we could get a Scandinavian Air Services that sort of heads up to the north there. There we go. So many planes flying on the map. This one, I'm pretty sure was just doing the the skirt, when they skirt the top of the mountainside because they're too low. Oh, this is not. There we go. EasyJet coming in for landing, Newcastle, and then heading down to London. See, there you go on the back there. This one is AZPN. I don't know which airport code that is, but you do often find that the aircraft has it's like home airport. I don't know if it's their base or if it's where the aircraft should be stationed for maintenance, or if it's not on a route. But that AZPN is an airport. I don't know which one it is. I could probably Google it real quick. AZPN, is that somewhere in Spain? AZPN. Search. Huh. Actually, AZPN, if you search, it gives you photographs of the aircraft, and EasyJet just popped up. Or maybe try G. So, G, EZPN. Ah, okay, it's actually there. Huh, can't find it. So GAZMR is actually Scottish. So AZPN, Scottish Aviation World Series model. Location United Kingdom. Huh, so the code for this aircraft doesn't match the actual real life aircraft. It maybe does. Oh well, it's pretty cool anyway, and I'm glad we could get Newcastle sort of set up. I might even get that weird Turkish Airlines one as well, maybe flying down. Maybe we can have multiple aircraft coming into here, so there's not really any. We could have an Air France, we could have a. Well, we should probably get a route to France, maybe. Or maybe check up the. Well, I suppose, because of COVID, flight schedules are a nightmare to check because most of them have been cancelled. But I could check the Newcastle departures board and see where flights actually go from. And then we could maybe add some more later on. We've got tons to add. We want Manchester to be a sufficiently big international airport because there are a lot of international flights run from there. We want Dublin Airport as well to be sufficiently big, which we can. We can extend it out this way. That's no problem. Nothing else is going to be built out here. We do want to build the Irish Intercity at some point. We still have that Kestrel Class 47, and then we'll bring it round here at Belfast and it can go back and forth. And we do want an airport in here for Belfast as well that we will be adding. So tons more flights to be added. Flights out of Edinburgh, flights out of Glasgow, flights out of Aberdeen, KLM number out of Aberdeen, absolutely. Scandinavian Air Services out of Aberdeen, yes, definitely. And then that will head out here to Norway. They're actually renaming this Aberdeen Bus Tram Station 16. There's the oil rigs there. There was a heliport mod as well. I did see. It said it was coming soon. It wasn't actually. I think someone played it in like a sort of alpha or beta testing phase, and then they posted a video on it, and it looks really cool. But it does say there is a page for the mod, and it says coming soon, so it's not fully finished yet. But we shall leave it there for that episode. We got Newcastle Airport sort of up and running. I do apologise that you did not get to witness the building of the Bournemouth to Manchester line, or the changeover of the LNER trains for the Leeds line. But it was really was a disaster. It was not fun for me at all, having to re-record the episodes. Hopefully this one will be fine and we are good to go, but I shall leave it there for that episode. As always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so, and if there is more you would like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. I've been Danny Boy, this has been Transport Fever 2 on the UK map, and I will catch you later.